In this video, I'll show you my favorite simple distressing hack using stain and finishing oil, making your distressing effortless and look very authentic, turning this milk painted piece into a showstopper. We need to add color. It adds a pop and accent to your room, and you can play with it and change it up as you need to. For this room in our cottage, we've been inspired by Roots, a Canadian quintessential brand that is all about the Northern Canadian experience. One of the colors in the Roots colors is this beautiful, bright, vibrant red. Here we're using Hawaiian Hibiscus from Milk Paint by Fusion. The colors of the walls in this room are just an off-white, and our bed is a gray, so this is going to really be the true pop of color to this room, and we're going to pull it through with other accents such as throws and art on the walls. Mixing milk paint is super easy. Just add 1 part of milk paint powder to 1 part water into a container and give it a stir. You can let it sit while you prep the rest of your furniture. For this side table, I'm going to be doing a distress technique, and here's a little trick that I have. Because this is just a bare, plain pine wood, I want to make it look old. I'm adding a little bit of a stain to the edges. So this adds a nice dark rich color for when I start to distress the edges. And because it's oil-based, it also acts as a resist, making sure I have exact placement of where I want the distressing look. As you can see, I'm just doing the edges, the areas where you would typically have wear and tear, and of course around the hardware and handles. Painting with milk paint is super easy. Using a natural bristle brush, I load up the brush with tons of paint and throw it on. Milk paint is really self-leveling and covers so beautifully. With our 1:1 mix ratio, we are getting solid opaque coverage. Milk paint will dry in about 15 to 20 minutes. As it's drying, you'll see it gets a lot chalkier and lighter looking, almost kind of like a light pink. But don't panic, as soon as we add our top coat, the true vibrancy and richness of this bright red will pop. Once my milk paint is dried, in about 20 minutes, I'm going to take my sanding sponge. It's a really light grit, about 400 grit, and just gently pass over the areas where I had that stain and finishing oil on the edges. You're really going to see how easy that milk paint comes off in those areas. And again, you are perfectly in control because wherever you've placed that stain and finishing oil resist is where the milk paint is going to come off easily. For our final step, we're going to want to protect our milk paint. Not only does this add more durability, which you're going to want for a side table, it's also going to bring out the true vibrancy of the color. Just look at how drastic that changes when we're adding our top coat. It's so rich and so beautiful. All I do is pour the hemp oil on the top and then take a cloth and buff it in. You'll want to make sure you remove any excess within the next 12 to 24 hours. You can apply as many coats of hemp oil as you wish. With the side tables in the room, you can see how beautifully this color just works with all of our other accents, like the Canadian flag artwork on the wall and the star. The red really is the feature for this room.